Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming an extra exciting video because this is my first time filming a video with a product that a company sent to me. Now I'm not being sponsored or paid by them. They simply just sent me the product to try out and I am so thankful for that. And I just want you guys to know before I begin that all opinions are going to be my own. And I promise to stay true to you guys. I know a lot of people have a hard time with videos like this, but they are not paying me or anything like that. They just simply, again, sent me the product to try out, and I couldn't be more thankful to be at this position in my channel. This is just a way for me to keep providing content for my channel. My niece had told me about a website that sends products to people if they have a certain number of followers, and I had just randomly signed up not knowing that eventually I would be qualified for that program. And basically you just go on that website and you can pick your products. You basically send a message to the company telling them why they should send you their product, and it's a 50-50 chance. You can either get the product or they can deny you. In this case, I was lucky enough to receive this product from Real Techniques. I own a few Real Techniques brushes already and I know and believe in the product already, so I just got to try some new brushes that I didn't already have. Now on to the product that they sent me. This is the Real Techniques Ultimate Base Set. It comes with 3 brushes. You can find this at Ulta. It retails for $17.99 and it comes with a expert face brush. It comes with the Miracle Complexion sponge and also the deluxe concealer brush. And it also comes with a cover to carry these products in. And you know Ulta always has those $3.50 off coupons that does apply to Real Techniques brushes, so you can get this for a really good deal. In today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be showing you guys how to highlight and contour using just these 3 brushes. So if you are interested in how I do my highlight and contour routine, then just keep watching. So the first brush that I'm going to be using is the Expert Face Brush, and it's just a really nice dense brush. And I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I'm using the shade Y375. I'm going to use this brush just like I would any other foundation brush. I'm going to just stamp the product into my skin just so I can get maximum coverage. And the brush itself is really soft and gentle on the skin, so I'm really liking it. Alright, so next step is going to be highlight, and I like to do my highlight before I do my contour just because I can use the same brush. So it's easier to just use a concealer that is a few shades lighter for your skin, so you can highlight and conceal with it instead of using a bunch of different products. So I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the shade NC30. Basically, you highlight the areas of your face that you want to bring forward. I'm going to be using the Deluxe Concealer brush right here. It's just a nice rounded brush. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this concealer and I'm going to start on my under eyes. I like to make a triangular shape on my under eyes. And I'm just dotting this on first, and then I'll fill it in. For the rest of my face, I'm going to take more concealer and I'm going to do the center of my nose, or also known as the bridge of your nose. This is going to bring a line down. And then I'm going to do the forehead, kind of going from arch to arch of my brows. For me, my forehead is not too large or too small, so I can do highlight and contour kind of equally. If you have a larger forehead, you want to contour more, and if you have a smaller forehead, you want to highlight more. And basically that'll just give that balance to your forehead. And then I'm going to use some on my Cupid's bow right above my lip, and a little bit on my chin. And then I'm going to do this area right here that's going to be right underneath my contour. So that's basically just gonna sharpen up our contour, and it's just gonna give that more sculpted look. If you have a hard time finding that, you can make the fish face, and you can see this is basically where I'm gonna contour. And that this concealer is where I wanna put right underneath it. So I'm just gonna create kind of like a line right underneath it, going all the way to the corner of my mouth. Just kind of blend downward. So to blend this all out, we're going to be using the Miracle Complexion sponge, and it has this pointed edge and also this flat side. And you can use this either wet or dry. I did dampen mine underwater and just squeezed out the excess and wrapped it in a towel just to take out any excess moisture. Now, I know in my past video I mentioned that I don't really like using beauty blenders or any kind of wet sponge on my face just because I'm oily and I don't want to add any extra moisture. I personally love this technique for my under eyes because it brings a little bit more moisture to that area, and I have very dehydrated under eyes, so this really helps with creasing as well. And since we are layering on a bunch of products onto our skin, using this technique is going to be better because it's just gonna really melt all this stuff into our skin, especially when we go in with the powder and stuff. It won't make our skin look as dry.
And I'm tapping the product into my skin because you want the product to stay in the specific areas you're applying it and not blending it all into each other. And that's really all you need to do to blend.
Now we're ready for contour, and to contour I'm going to be using my CoverGirl True Blend Concealer Stick. This is in the shade Deep, and I just love having a stick form for a contour just because it's really easy to place onto your skin. So obviously the highlighted areas was more the center of our face, the part that we want to bring out, and now our contour is going to be pretty much the perimeter of our face and the outer edges. The first place that obviously I like to start off with is my cheeks. So again, if you have a hard time finding where you should contour on your cheeks, you can just make the fish face, and it's exactly right above where we did our highlight. So the guide that I use is I go from the top of my ear and then I will go midway of my eye. And I like to stay thicker on the outer edges and bring it in thinner. That way it just kind of fades and gives you that more structured look. And I kind of just like to round out this edge right here and bring it up. And this kind of just gives that more lifted appearance versus it just going straight down. And the next place I'm going to do is my temples and my forehead. So basically right above the arch of my brow, I just like make 3 lines, and then I will make small strokes of lines across my forehead. Down the side of my cheek just to connect to our contour on our cheeks, and then I'm going to cut the jaw. This is just going to really slim our jawline. For my nose, I'm gonna go from the corner of my brow and I'm gonna take it all the way down to the tip of my nose. To blend all this out, I'm gonna be using the wet sponge again. Using the rounded edge, I'm just going to kind of squeeze the brush and just blend this in. Whenever you're blending your cheek contour, you always want to blend it in and up. You never want to take this down because then it's just going to defeat the purpose of contouring. And one more area that I forgot to do while I was doing the rest of my face is to contour right underneath your lip. And this is just going to give your lips a more powderier effect. So now that we are done with all of the cream products, we're going to go ahead and go into our powder products and set all this into place. To set our highlighted areas, I'm using my very favorite Ben Nye banana powder. It's just a loose version. It's just a yellow powder. I'm going to be using the baking method. Basically what you do is you put on a whole bunch of powder on your under eyes and your highlighted areas, and you let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's gonna make everything look really nice and smooth and also prevent creasing in your under eyes. I'm gonna be using the Miracle Sponge again to place the product onto my face, and just using a damp product to pick up powder and put it onto your skin. It gives the best effect ever, and it also helps pick up the product a lot better as well. Just going to kind of stamp the product under my eyes in the same triangular shape. And if you do end up getting on your contour a little bit, it's okay. We can always fix that with our contour powder. A little bit on the sides of my nose, right underneath the contoured area. I don't want to get onto the contoured area, but right underneath the contoured area. This will just kind of sharpen up that contour as well. And we're just gonna let all this powder just sit on our face while we work on our contour. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia contour kit. The difference between contouring and bronzing, I just wanted to kind of quickly mention because I know sometimes it can be confusing. So for contour, you're creating a shadow, a sharp line that just kind of gives you more definition. And bronzing is where you're bringing more color back into your face all over. We're trying to give it a more three-dimensional look instead of just having one flat color all over our face. I'm gonna be using our foundation brush again, and I'm gonna be using this middle shade right here. It's called Fawn. It has a more grayish brown undertone, which mimics shadows, and I try to keep it really precisely on the edges. And this brush is great for powders as well. So I just really stamp the product on first and just kind of move the brush upward so it blends.
And really, that's all you have to do to blend. Buffing isn't necessary, as you can see.
And I'm gonna do the same for the outer sides of my face. I'm gonna be going back into the Deluxe Concealer brush, blend it right under my lip, and blending this powder into where we contoured our nose. And to bronze the face, I'm gonna be using more of a warmer tone shade. And I'm thinking I'm gonna take this one right here. I'm just gonna use the same brush again. I'm really just gonna fluff it up with my hands so I can get like a good all over color with it, and just kind of go like this over my cheeks. I'm not using a very heavy hand where I'm moving product around. I'm just kind of going really softly. Now we're pretty much ready to dust off all of the baking. I just take my sponge, and because I didn't use a lot of powder to begin with, I'm just gonna kind of push the product into my skin. For blush, I'm gonna be using the Balm Down Boy. It's just a really nice pink blush, and I'm gonna be using the Expert Face Brush again. So I like to apply my blush in circular motions, and I barely touch the skin, and it just gives me the perfect flush of color. I'll be using the Balm Mary Loumanizer. I really love this highlighter, and to apply the highlight, I'm gonna be using the Deluxe Concealer brush. And that is my full highlight and contour routine. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.